It means we're to learn how to hear yes more often without sounding salesy. So let's get right to it. What's up, Dr. Jordan? How you doing, sir? I feel like you and I, was it Dr. Lavelle? All right, so I got it up. Here's how I lost an easy deal. Here's the scenario, right? How I lost an easy deal and how you can avoid doing the same. I'm gonna break down what happened, what I did, and then what I should have done so we make some money next time. I was on the phone and it's so funny. Someone was telling me something. There's opportunities everywhere. Someone was telling me something, and I don't remember how I identified this, but I talk about this in my book I'm working on currently called Better Questions, Better Clients. And we are talking about bringing to a close the sales process, right? What happens after the client says yes? That's a whole, you need to write that one down. What happens after the client says yes? I think, getting to the yes is important, right? There's obviously some work that has to be done there. Um, there has to be some sort of process. Consistent activity creates consistent results, right? But what happens when they say yes? What happens is they say, hey, I'm interested. What's the next steps? Actually, let me write it down. What happens when they say yes? And I'll share my screen in a second. And he was telling me how frustrating it was once a client says yes to get them contract signed, invoice paid on the way. Like that step, call it the last mile. He said we had to go. I said, so well, what CRM are you using? Once they say yes, that should be the easiest part, honestly. You don't want to make that difficult. You want to make it easy for people to do business with you. Make it easy for people to do business with you. That, man, I could teach a whole class on that. So he said, well, we're looking for a new CRM. I said, okay, how long have you been looking for a new CRM? So recently, that's timing. That's a opportunity. And I've been moving away from a pain or a problem. I believe that a pain or a problem can motivate people to make decisions more quickly, but that's not actually why people make decisions. We'll circle back to that. So there's opportunity. They are looking for CRM. And the timing is perfect, right? When now, today, he was like, my CEO is looking for CRM. I'm like, okay, guess what? I'm Bruce Hill, sales success coach, sales strategist, do sales enablement. That means making it easy for your customers to do business with you. I do sales operations. That means how, what tools we're using. And I was like, this is an opportunity that I can work with. This is a problem I can solve. So I said, hey, introduce me to CEO. I'm here to help. He says, okay, sure. Now, here's where I went wrong. Here's why I dropped the ball. I believe it's Super Bowl Sunday recording this, so I'll use a little sports analogy. This is where I fumbled. I offered him, I said, hey, we're going to get on a Zoom about an hour. I said, no more than an hour, no cost to you. I'm going to walk you through selecting the best CRM. At the end of it, you'll be able to choose a CRM that's best for your business. And then if you decide to work with me, be happy to talk to you about pricing. I thought that was a pretty generous offer. And this is a mistake that I see a lot of people make. They give away their time. So let's do a little. I'm really excited this year. I'm gonna buy a vibe board. There we go. And I'm gonna have like draw this out, like chalkboard style, teacher style. I love doing that. Until then, we are going to use Google Docs, all right? Work with what you got. Q&A, what's today? The 10th February. All right, beautiful. Oops. No, it's the 11th. So I offered, and that seems generous. I said, "Well, thoughtful. What a nice guy Bruce is. How helpful is Bruce?" The problem with that, time isn't free. So you're really paying, there's two costs here. There's two costs. Whenever you spend time on something, you have to ask, does this get me closer or farther from my goals? And so, what happens for you as a business owner, as for your prospect, your potential client, asking them to spend time is an investment a lot of people aren't willing to make. And maybe they don't have to make. Why wouldn't he have time to get on the phone? It's free. It doesn't cost him any money. But the problem that and it's another conversation, the problem I see over and over again is that we think time and money are directly equal to each other. And that's simply not true because I've made a lot of money in a little bit of time, and I worked really, really hard over a long period of time to make a little bit of money, right? Maybe you've driven DoorDash or you've done Instacart, right? Maybe Uber Eats. That's a lot of time and not much money. But if you have a high skill, high value skill, say high ticket closing, you can make $5, $7 in revenue in as little as an hour. So we don't want to pull, I don't know how to do a not equal sign, not equal to, not a 1-to-1 ratio. Does it take time to make money? Sure, but time is not equal to money. Right. So when I asked this client to spend time to offer my expertise, I was focusing on the wrong cost. This is where I made a mistake. This is where I lost the deal. Because not only does that immediately undervalue my expertise, my experience, input, knowledge, it's a commitment to the potential client that they may not have to give. He's running a business. That's one of the biggest things I've learned in sales. When you're calling people up, or maybe you're emailing them, you're asking them, put time on my calendar. You're taking away from their other activities. You're taking away from the other responsibilities. So you're not just asking, like, hey, I'm going to give you this free time. You're telling them, stop doing whatever you are doing. Right? I say, hey, the hour, he doesn't hear, oh man, this guy, Bruce is so helpful. He's going to help me pick a CRM. He says, hey, that's an hour I'm not spending on other tasks I really need to get done. This is an hour I don't have. It could be lunch, right? Maybe he starts his day at 6 and ends his day at 10 p.m. That extra hour might be time for him just to get his one meal of the day. The time is very, very valuable. When I ask for time, instead of offering a results or outcome, I lost the deal. That's what happened. Because I made the assumption that time is free. So, what should I have done? This is a tough one, but I'm going to walk you through a very, very simple sales process talking to strangers. So, first of all, who am I talking to? I know I'm talking to the CEO, the owner, the decision maker, right? The big boss that signs the checks. Great. We're off to a good start. What is the goal? Now, I like this language a little bit better than what's the problem? Because he's running, as far as I could tell, seven-figure business without a CRM. It happens all the time. So you have to be careful to say, oh, this is a problem. They're having a pain point, and you'll hear a lot of sales trainer teachers. That's why I really don't like to call myself a sales trainer. I focus on personal and professional development with an emphasis in sales. So I can help you hear yes more often while being true to your authentic self, right? Without sounding sales. So some of these things will overlap with sales training, but I want you to zoom out as a leader, as an owner, business owner, manager. These are mindset shifts and behaviors that ultimately will drive revenue, but they're good for the person, not just the company. I believe you take care of the people, you're going to take care of the company. All right, let's keep on. So, when I talk to you, what is the goal? Can I confidently help them achieve their goal? The answer is yes, right? So I'm talking to the CEO. The goal is a CRM. Can I confidently help them achieve their goal? Yes. I've been using, so I got to stop doing that. CRM. It's customer relationship management, right? So there's three kinds: the marketing CRM, there's a sales CRM, and there's a, let's call it a customer CRM, right? That's effectively a project management tool. So marketing is for awareness and education. Sales is for education and decision, right? We're having, yes, they overlap. No, they're not the same thing. And then the customer CRM, they've already said yes, they've already paid, they've already signed. Now we're managing that relationship. We're delivering the product or service. All right, let's keep going. So I know how to do that. I've worked with over 40 CRMs. I've onboarded Salesforce in, is it two or three organizations? Um, I've done transitions from outreach to sales offers or sales enablement tools. So and had to integrate them with the CRM. So I can do this. I can confidently, and confidence comes from practice. You don't need a certification or what you got to do. Some cosign from someone. Just have you had success achieving desired result for your life or others? That's it. Practice creates confidence. So I can confidently achieve the goal. Here's so far, I actually did pretty good. Here's where I went and offered time instead of offering results. I would take this time, I would actually level right here. Education. I would educate the potential client. Now, let's do this. I taught a class last week called the three C's: clear, concise, and compelling. Do not send them a 10-hour masterclass or a 500-page treatise on their problem situation. Again, this goes back to taking time versus giving a result, giving a positive outcome. When we talk about education, there's three ways you can educate them. Educate them on who you are. You can educate them on tips to help them forward, or to one of my favorites, pitfalls to avoid. So what does that sound like? I want to say, hey, I'm Bruce, two times President's Club award winning sales professional and sales enablement. That's who I am. Right? Learn more about me here. Maybe send them my LinkedIn, maybe send them to my YouTube. That would have been so much better because then he could have controlled the time, could have been as few minutes as he wanted or as long as he, and I wouldn't have taken my time. That would have been a great place to start. Two, tips to help them forward. Hey, here are three CRMs that I love to use that you may find valuable. If you'd like to know more about them, schedule a call. Again, I'm not taking this is an email. Maybe if you're really smart, I love this little tool. It's up here called Loom Video. Right? One video is worth 1,000 words. And I may still send one of these. I may try and save it. Right? There we go. Hit also avoid. And then I'll say, hey, did you know the number one problem people have when choosing CRM? Not understanding what their internal needs are. And the number two problem is not having ongoing support after they purchase. All right. And this could be three separate emails, could be one email, could be a video, but this job is to educate the customer on why they should work with us and how to demonstrate we can confidently help them achieve their goal. Keep it clear, concise, and compelling. Okay. A lot of people get long-winded here. You send in paragraphs, you send an hour of videos. Don't do that unless the customer requests more information. Be clear, be concise, be compelling. All right, let's get back to it. So then, let's go quick recap. Maybe jump in the middle, doesn't matter. Who are we talking to? What is their goal? Can we confidently help them achieve the goal? Side note here: if you cannot, recommend them someone else. Highly doubt. Don't be finessing people. Don't do it. Operate in integrity. Okay. Quick definition on CRMs. Next step. This is really just ongoing. It's educating the customer. That's ongoing. Now, next steps. Next steps. So this is where you become the guide, the consultant. There are, I know 40 personally, and there's probably a lot more than that I've never even heard of. 40 CRMs. I know that one of the challenges you have is you cannot evaluate every option. You get stuck in the paralysis of analysis. I know a value add. I can help you make the decision easier and make the right decision faster. That's a great value add. And what I would do is I would put a price tag on it. Steps. Hey, once you have narrowed down choices, and I put a little note, or maybe you're struggling to do that. Let's go. I can't type. Schedule a consultation to help you achieve your goal faster, right? So whatever the goal is, if it's hair care, if it's lawn service, if it's health, wellness, relationships, insert their desired outcome. Maybe you want to add a little razzle dazzle. My email marketers taught me this. Achieve your goal faster without difficulty or trouble. Okay. So what does that sound like? Hey, let me help you choose the right CRM for your company and team to produce to increase productivity and revenue without spending thousands of dollars. That's pretty compelling. That's clear, concise, and compelling. I'm going to help you get here without doing this. Click here. Now I will put a price tag on this. Maybe nothing too crazy. A 250 seems to be a sweet spot for me. And then you tell them what they get in the 250, right? And I'll show you how to set this up through Calendly. If anyone wants to know, ooh, that'll be good for next week. Leveraging your calendar. I want the next step to be simple. I want to have to create an account here, pass this test there, go climb a mountain and meditate with a Sherpa. No, one very simple next step. If you want this, do this. And here's the beautiful thing about it. People will pay for your expertise. People will pay for your expertise. If they won't pay for your expertise, they're not your client. Go talk to someone who will. That's one of my other trainings. How to hear yes more often. Number 2 is ask the right people. Okay, ask people who want to pay. If they say, "Oh, I'm gonna figure it out on my own," all right, cool. Run any trouble? Here's my contact information. I'm here to support you. As you know, as a 15-year sales veteran, reach out and I might check in 30 days. Hey, are you still searching for a CRM? If you choose something, how's the onboarding going? One of two things will happen. No, sorry, one of three. They'll say, "Hey, everything's going great. Thank you for reaching out." Okay, cool. They'll say, "No, we're still looking, right? We haven't made a decision." I can help you with that. Or they'll say, "Man, we made a decision, but it's not going very well." Hey, I can help with that. But what happens, a lot of us will get to this area where they said no, right? And we'll never come back to the next step. The next step doesn't change because here's what happens. Let's say they chose a CRM. Let's just keep this this situation and things are going smoothly, I'm going to check in 90 days. They've hired new people and they're like, man, we really need consistent training or documented training for the new hire. I can help with that. Let's create a training. Or they'll say, you know what? 6 months in, we've outgrown the CRM. Now what do we do? Don't give up because people said no. Now, if they unsubscribe, I'm not telling you to break any laws, but if someone says no, you have to realize that there are other ways you can serve them in the near future. Let's use a barber. If someone said, hey, I'm Bruce, I'm a barber, may I cut your hair? And you said, no, I don't want you to cut my hair. A lot of people will never ask them again. Oh, they didn't believe in me. They don't respect me. They don't see my value. And they take it personally. What really wise and successful business owners do is I'm going to ask them again next week because guess what? Your hair grows. So next week may come along and say, no, I'm good. I got a barber. Hey, great. Check in with you next week. And next week, I'm going to ask them again. And what's going to happen, eventually, one of two things will happen. So my barber moved, my barber retired, my barber's out of town. My barber, it turns out he voted for the guy that I wasn't voting for, and I'm mad at him. I'm going to give you a chance. Now, I want to let you know there are some people that will never work with you. That's okay. Don't shut down your business for that one person. But there is someone that's waiting for you. What did I say earlier? It was, I was talking to the right person. What's the goal? Oh, let's put this in here. Timing. And it was the right time. I don't know. And so I talk about that. Let's do a quick recap. 5 days to hear yes, no. I teach this whole class, but ask more people. That's the right people. Ask more often. That's number 3. This is one. That means don't just ask them once and give up. Ask better questions. Talk about that in my book. Oh, speaking of which, www.askingbetterquestions.com. Pre-order the book and get access to $300 in digital trainings instant. Right? A little something right there. I want some later. All right, askingbetterquestions.com. And then ask for the there we go. So this is what I'm talking about. Asking more often. Don't just give up. So even if they don't take this step, the next will be follow up. Until they're like, look, Bruce, I sold the business. I don't want to hear from you anymore. And this is when we go down here where that's for. I didn't follow these steps. These are steps I usually follow. They work. They make me money. I didn't follow them this time and I lost the easy deal. So this is how you can avoid missing out on the easy deal. Who are you talking to? What is their goal? Is this the right time? Can you confidently help them achieve their goal? This is an example from this scenario specifically. Educate the potential customer, being clear, concise, and compelling. Goodness gracious. Put that in bold. Some of y'all, listen, and some of y'all, I mean me. Keep it simple. Next steps. We'll put simple in steps in here. All right, here's an example. It could be download this resource, schedule a call, right? In-person consultation. Here's a sample. Figure out what works for your business. If you need help, links in the bio, schedule a call. And whether they say yes or no, follow up on it. If they say yes, you're going to follow up. If they say no, you're going to follow up. The language is just different. If you do these steps, you will close more deals. You will hear yes more often without sounding salesy. All right. I like to keep these in 30 minutes because if it takes more than 30 minutes, you probably should have been 2 different lectures. Questions, comments, concerns. I always listen. Even if you're listening to the replay of this, put them in the chat. Leave a comment. They'll end up on the show. Tay, questions? Serena, question? It's called sales Q&A. And this question was mine. Why did I lose this deal? Right? And this is the thought process. I went back. This is what I do for clients and say, hey, let's review this. Let's talk about why we didn't get a yes here. And that's what I came up with. I didn't do the things that I teach every day. That's fine. It happens, but I'll hold myself accountable to be better and better. All right, awesome. One last shout out to the Todd Capital Mastermind, Charles Ogilvie III, and Michelle Welch. Y'all are amazing. I'm rooting for you always.